Hello friends, myself Dr. Nitin Khandare, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Botany, Sri Vasantarav Naik Mahavidyalaya, Dharni. Today's topic is Genomic DNA Library. A genomic library is a collection of independently isolated vector linked DNA fragments derived from a single organism. It contains at least one copy of every DNA sequence in the genome. An ideal library is one that represents all the sequences with smallest possible number of clones. The genomic DNA libraries can be prepared by the complete digestion of total genomic DNA with restriction enzymes, and the fragments are inserted into a suitable vectors like X phages, already mentioned in the figures. The drawbacks of this method is that sometimes the sequence of interest may contain multiple restriction sites. So, digestion with RE stands for restriction enzymes results into two or more pieces. That means more than the restriction sites. So here in the figure mentioned that how these E. coli chromosomes and the excess plasmids DNA both are cleaved by the restriction enzyme, and after by the addition of DNA ligase they can joined with each other, and ultimately there is a formation of recombinant plasmid at the end. In this method, the eukaryotic DNA is broken off into smaller fragments. Thus, an entire library would necessarily contain a large number of phages, and screening of which is very laborious. The problems of this method can be avoided by random sharing of total DNA and cloning of large fragments. These methods ensured that sequences are not excluded from the clones library simply because of the distribution of restriction sites. In this procedure, the randomly fragmented DNA is partially digested with restriction enzymes RE, which has short recognition sites. The fragments of desired size are collected through agarose gel electrophoresis methods. So, the population of overlapping fragments that are close to random can be cloned directly. Then cDNA library, or also called as complementary DNA libraries, can also be prepared by isolating mRNAs from tissues which are actively synthesizing proteins like root and leaves in plants, ovaries or reticulocytes in mammals, etc. The mRNAs are used for copying them into complementary DNAs through the use of reverse transcriptase enzymes. Then the complementary DNA molecule can be made double stranded and cloned, mentioned in the figures. How this DNA is cleaved. This is the procedure and showing in diagrammatically. The first, the RNA with 5' and 3', then it with the by the with the use of reverse transcriptase enzymes, end of complementary DNA hooks around, and then second step, treat with alkali to remove RNAs. Then use of DNA polymerase enzymes which hook extended. Then at last there is a nuclease to cleave the hook, cleave or simply the cut the hooks. So this is the figure showing the how synthesis of complementary DNA from mRNA using reverse transcriptase enzymes. However, complementary DNA clones will differ from genetic clones in lacking the introns present in split genes and have the advantage of being capable to expressed in bacteria, which do not have the machinery to process the eukaryotic mRNA. There are far less number of complementary DNA clones in a bank than in a genomic library, which makes easier to look for a desired gene. Screening of complementary DNA bank also provides fairly ambiguous results. So, thank you for listening my lectures.